You know, if you think about it, you don't really need the gasket to go away on that. You just need the holes. And then oil could run over top of the gasket. Was that what it was?
That's what it was, yeah. We're talking about this gasket here. There's a hole here that comes from the filter, from the hydraulic fluid. And then it goes to there to lubricate that joint, and there to lubricate this draft arm joint.
If you cut a passageway in the gasket itself,
then it's going to be a loose, floppy thing. You don't want that.
It could blow out.
Yeah, you don't want that. We're also working on this, getting an alternator, and the power steering pump goes up here. We cut this off. We're going to re-weld a piece on there because we had to move it. Because the power steering pump's from the 830, yeah, and this is the 870 motor. So
that's the original length.
Yeah, that's the original.
So I found something that socketed in nicely.
Yeah, it is nice.
I made a sleeve. We'll weld that on there, and then we'll have full adjustability.
We're going to wind up with one belt running right over from the crank up over this water pump and fan, and then up over the power steering pump and back to the crank. So we get a good wrap on that.
And then another one going to run the alternator.
Right.
So we're going to have two belts running different courses. Yeah, and hopefully that works.
We also got to get the radiator on here to see if we actually clear it with the fan. That's kind of important. It just looks like it sticks out a bit. I guess if it does, what are we going to do? I mean, there's no room. The space we're looking at is from between here and here.
Panic about it.
Oh, I'm panicking.
I think I'm going to hit the radiator with a hammer until it works.
What?
Fine, I won't do
the radiator with a hammer.
Well, listen, we've already talked about this before. We could, the whole idea we had before was to shim the bolster out.
And that would be here.
Yeah.
We would actually unbolt it.
Yeah, and make the tractor
and put
longer.
a shim in there and make the tractor hair longer.
But I don't like that idea.
I don't like that idea at all.
Maybe there's some grinding we could do on this.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I bet you it's pretty thick.
I don't want to find out the wrong way. I guess that would be our answer. We just have to bolster it out and make it longer. And then we have to make, what, the hood longer too?
Maybe.
We got to stretch the hood.
I have to stretch the hood a little bit. It'd be reasonably easy, kind of, you know. I would just add whatever we shim it out.
Yeah, add that, a strip, and weld it on and grind it off and make it pretty.
Bondo a little bit.
Bondo?
Yeah.
Now you're talking crazy talk out of your head.
I'm not afraid of Bondo.
It's plastic, man. It's going to last forever, right? Or polyester. Shoot this, but I got spacers for that. They're sitting here. What I'm going to do is coupling nuts. I don't know why. I really should have just used long bolts and a spacer. Because we got to space it out because the bar's in the way.
Oh, coupling nuts is your plan?
Coupling nuts.
Are they the length we want?
See this? I'm going to use this for studs. I'll make studs out of this piece of this carriage bolt.
Yeah, we just had that over in that drawer, right?
No, I bought it.
Are these the reverse thread ones?
No.
But yeah, this is good. Because it just acts like a really nice washer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd look good. I like that idea.
You like it?
Yep.
You're happy about it?
Sure.
They're $2.95 a piece, you know.
Oh,
it's like $10 for these 3 nuts.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Well, this thing's running into money.
Solve the whole problem for $10. That's pretty good. That's one way of looking at it.
Could have done it cheaper.
Cheaper.
Cheaper is cheaper.
Whatever.
Connor don't mind spending money. Not me, man. I'm cheap. Cheap. I won't go to the barber either. So Connor went and plopped the radiator on there, and I guess we don't got to worry. Looks like that's going to fit in there, Con. We got room.
Yep. And it's not hitting anything because this is up higher than the stock 830 location.
Yep. Not much though. Not enough to bother anything. I'm not even worried about a shroud either because we got full fan. I was afraid we were going to have to cut the fan down. And then I was thinking we'd have to build a shroud so we could pull enough air. I think we're in good shape.
No, I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
So we don't got to put spacers between the bolster and the block.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Which is really cool.
I didn't like that idea, really. So let's go sit there. Everything, it should bolt in. It really should.
So we're slowly putting together the what do we call this? What are we going to call it? It's an 830 with an 870 motor in it. The 870 motor that came out of a dozer. All that to say, what about this thing? Is this where this hose goes?
And then those hard lines ran right to there, and it bolted into it right like that.
Looks like Case had a little afterthought with that too, didn't it?
Kind of a cheesy design, but yeah, that's what they did. You can drill a hole through there if you want.
Nah. Oh, he's laughing at me because I'm so good at drilling holes.
You could do one here too.
Yeah, I already did.
Well, I'm confident now that we can make it work.
Yeah.
So that's a big worry that we don't have to worry about.
Is that oil coming out of our... Oh, it is. We got to flush that radiator. I guess Cascade works real well.
Be cleaned and flushed and everything. So I got this mostly welded. I need to weld the shaft in, but I tuned in nicely.
But you know it's right where you want it now, so you can finish that up.
I think it's pretty close. fact, I think it's really close.
This lines up with the back pulley. Each of these are gonna be running off one belt, but the fan is gonna run off two belts.
Yep.
I think it'll work.
I think it will too.
And we're gonna use 1/2-inch belts. These pulleys are 5/8, but a new 1/2-inch belt will ride in there pretty good.
These things squeal from the factory.
Does the one on the 730 work, or does that squawk?
It squawks.
Does it?
A little bit.
Yeah, when you're cranking hard and fast, it squawks.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
It's pretty tight. Yeah, so I cut down the bracket and then I took the leftover, because normally it's like 6 inches. It's all bent up from 40 years of work. I cut it off, I welded it on there to make it twice as thick. Yeah,
Good.
that's bolted there. This bracket's triangulated there and there, so it's like really solid.
So it comes over to
Yep.
here where the
So that's
point
our
is.
adjuster.
All right, I got the other belt. I went down for the 19th time to the Napa store, TJ Auto downtown. They take good care of me, so. But anyway, so I went and got this other belt.
Hey, it's pretty good. We built very simple brackets that use most of the stock parts.
Yeah.
That's a stock alternator bracket.
Yep.
Off the 830. Got to use that for the alternator. And then we got to use the same mounting bracket for the power steering. We just had to extend it.
Yep.
We found a clever way to do that. And then the adjuster slot is still being used for it. So that's what you
shoot for, man.
that is what you shoot for, because simple is better with this stuff.
We could actually run both belts over, couldn't we?
We don't want to lose any
Wrap.
grip around that.
Okay.
We need to get full wrap.
But it would line up and do it.
No. If we change this pulley size and adjusted this,
We'd have to move stuff. Okay.
which might happen in the future. If this starts kicking out, we're going to get a 5/8, either a single or a double. And put it out.
Yeah, if something doesn't go right.
I have a feeling this alternator's on its way out. We're kind of just using it for
What?
backup. It's kind of growly. Yeah.
Oh, it growls.
Oh no.
Uh,
We could almost run this.
we almost could, but we're not gonna yet,
We're
right?
just gonna.
I just ordered paint.
There you go. I guess we'll get cleaning.
Flambeau red, buddy.
Flambeau.
A whole gallon of it. We're gonna flambeau the crap out of this thing.
Flambeau even mean?
It's flambeau, Connor. It's very, flamboyant, you know? Yeah. What, you don't like flamboyant?
Now when it comes to tractors,
Well, there you have it. You got the belts on.
belts are on.
Everything clears.
Yep. And I think it's gonna work great.
I think you're right.
It even looks cool.
You got this one? Well, nobody will see it once we put the radiator on.
Wow, we're looking at
We
it
got
right
nice
now.
deflection. That one might be get a little, nah, it's good.
I can get it tighter. I have to grind a little more of this bracket. We got conflict. If I just grind our little bracket a little thinner. Or a little,
Uh-huh.
Yep. That's what's stopping me. I got another 3/8 adjustment there.
Well, might as well do that now, get it over with.
Yep, before we paint it. These rims, I don't know. We'll see how they work out, but I imagine they're coming off at some point.
Tires are definitely coming off.
Gotta get
Then we gotta see
dust
what kind of shape the rims are in. But these are loaded, so they're gonna be a real pain in the neck. These aren't that bad. I mean, there's a little crusty rust
That's
around
the
there,
good
but
one.
that's
The bad one's the
no. Oh, this is the good one.
That's the good one.
Let's go look at the bad one.
You always go look at the good one first.
Well, I'm such an optimist.
You don't know until you get the tire off, though. And see the pits.
I do know. A wire wheel will live in crap out of the inside of it.
Treat it up.
Treat it up and paint it.
A tubing.
Tubing? Huh. No, we're not gonna do that. All right. These are the fender brackets. Everything's a project, ain't it, Con?
Yep, takes time.
Everything takes time, so you gotta heat up every nut and run them off, blah, blah. I cut that one down, but then Connor said he didn't want to cut the rest of them, so it don't matter. Hopefully we can thread the nut back on it, or I'll be buying a big, giant U-bolt, which I don't want to buy.
Yeah, we can get them made over at
The spring shop can make them.
Yeah, we've got this fixed today. This was broken, it was cast, so I cleaned it.
It looks good. It looks like you really welded it up nice.
I MIG welded it.
You heated the hell out of it first, all
I
right?
heated it up. First I heated it to bake some oil and grease out of it. Then I ground it a little. Then I heated it and tacked it. And then I heated it up with the torch and I ground a big gouge deep into it and MIG welded it. And then I kept it hot.
Yeah. That's the key with that cast stuff. He's doing both at once.
Let me see the WD-40.
Whoa!
That scared me for some reason.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect that. I mean,
Flammable liquids on a flame?
yeah.
That's insane.
How did that happen? I should have caught it. That really works good. Oh, now that tool's so high you won't be able to touch it.
Well, I got rubber gloves on, so I think I'm good.
Oh yeah, that'll work out good. Yeah. Maybe I spray WD-40 on it first. Wow, that really moved. That WD-40, or as Eddie used to call it, DW-40. Okay, he said more silly things to make me laugh.
I just thought it'd be silly not to take them apart. They're kind of crusty. We're so close.
Yeah, I know.
Gonna do paint.
You know what we could do is throw them in a pan of muriatic acid.
Yeah.
Mainly because I love the smell of it.
Don't breathe it.
No, it's awful.
It is.
But it sure does clean up rust.
Yep. Check it out. There's tan color there too. I wonder what the factory sequence was, how they sprayed these. You know, because the two-tone paint job, think of how much extra work that costs.
Well, as it's going down the line, they probably shoot paint on it.
I guess.
That would be good to know.
Let's just paint the tractor red or green.
Because it wasn't completely together, because like the rubber boots, you know, that rubber is black, they stay black. I'm glad you didn't slap them all the way on yet. Of course, they're tough, man. I don't know how we're going to get them on.
I tried for a half hour trying to...
I wonder if the heat gun would warm them up.
That's a good idea.
Make them a little more supple.
Yep.
Maybe we'll use DW-40 on that, too.
Wow, heat and DW-40 really works well, I found.
DW-40.
Now I'm saying it wrong.
I know. That's funny. I love it. Found something else to fix, didn't we?
Well, yeah. Okay, so this is the front hub.
Yeah, you can see the spindle there. So when we spun it, it was loose, but it just made a terrible racket.
So this would be backside of the hub.
Right.
Which is the part you can never get the bearing out unless you take the seal out.
How'd the front bearing look?
It looked pretty good, but that wasn't the growly one. You could tell the growl is coming from back here.
So we're gonna change both or just the one?
Just change the one that needs it. It's not like high speed.
No.
Not worried about losing bearing going down the highway. Happy just to take that off to do this. Try and keep the dirt out of there. As best you can. Brush it away.
You're to the point where you're going to be...
The bottom line is I'm probably going to clean this whole hub out.
Yeah, you're going to clean the whole hub out.
I'm going to repack the bearings.
Mm-hmm. You're moving it.
It's coming out very easy.
Oh, you okay?
Oh yeah. Hit the brim of my hat.
I thought I was going to take your head off.
No, I kept my head away.
Is there a number on it? We can just go to TJ's and get one?
Probably. So we'll clean that up, get a number.
Ooh, pull that out. I'm dying to see it.
Me too.
Mostly that's why we do this stuff, because we just want to see.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty ugly.
Not a nice looking bearing.
What's that, like a rope? That's 60-year-old grease.
Yeah. Well, you can see, look here on the backside, this got hot.
Yeah. How did it get hot?
And it baked it. I think it got hot because it was loose.
Usually they get hot because they're tight, but yeah, you're right. That's hot.
Yeah.
Look at that. You can see where it discolored it.
Yep. And the grease actually got harder out here.
Yeah, that's why it got hot, because the grease wasn't greasing no more.
Yeah, maybe it
the
never
grease is just old and nasty.
Grease in it.
Does that inner race look pitted or anything? Or
well, let's get a rag and wipe it.
What do you see?
Right
oh,
there,
that looks. Yeah, it does not look good. It really got hot or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Top speed's like 18 miles an hour. That's where the noise was coming from, I think. See these lines here? They're actually, I can't hardly feel them, but yeah. So that's a growly bearing, and that's gotta get changed.
I'd rather change it now than later.
Yeah. All right, so you just put a grease fitting in that. Why'd you do that?
Well, okay, the original case seal, right, the hub seal, is like a felt seal.
That's gone.
That's gone, and I can't really find one. I'm sure somebody could find one, but...
So we found a seal that goes on here, but it's just not as tight as we'd like. It doesn't ride this, and this is so beat up anyway. I don't think a seal would last 20 minutes. So we had a growly bearing, we replaced that.
So
Comes about $100 for bearings, right?
It's a dust shield, right, that holds a felt seal that rides on the large flat surface there.
It actually, where's it ride, Connor? It actually rides up on this?
Yeah, the original actually rides against this face, right here.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It rides flat against it, not like a regular grease seal.
Exactly.
That's weird.
We got a lip seal that's a little too big for the other part of the machining.
Well, the other part of the machining's so rough.
So it's a little too big, but what we're going to do is put grease fittings in the hubs, and then we're going to fill them with nice axle grease, and every now and then give them a couple cranks.
Give it a shot to push out the dirt.
Yeah.
What's that?
Seat.
The seat bracketry, all the holes get all wore out, and then the seat slops around like crazy on these. If you have one, if you've ever been on one, you probably have noticed that. It makes the seat rock back and forth like crazy. We don't like it. So Connor drilled out a couple nuts, welded it all the way around, just make it a wider, just basically more surface area for the shaft to ride on so things don't wear out as quick. And making provisions for grease fitting so we can grease it. Hopefully the thing will last a long, long time. Well, anyway, if you like what we're doing on this old Case tractor, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe and share it, and see you on the next one.